Yes, good morning to all of you. Students, today we are going to discuss about differentiation. Yes, differentiation. Yes, students, before entering into this topic, first let us define few things which already you know. Yes, first, what is a constant? What is a constant? Constant means what? Any quantity which has a fixed value, that we call it as a constant. Yes, all integers pi 3.14. Yes, you know, e value 2.718. Yes, these all things are constants. Clear? They will have one fixed value. Their value does not change. Okay, due to any other factor. Clear? Next, variable. Yes, what is variable? Variable is nothing but any physical quantity or a quantity which can take any value. Okay, whatever the value we give for that, it will take. Means we can represent them as like x, y, z, p, q, something, something. These all things we call them as variable. Clear? Yes, they can take up any value. Whatever the value we will give for them, they will take. Okay. Next, third one is function. What is a function? Function is nothing but any physical quantity if it depends upon other variable. Like, for example, if I say y as a function of x, x is a variable here. Okay, here that means for every different values of x, y has got different definite values, particular values. Then that y is called as a function. Are you understanding? For example, if you take, y is equal to 2x square plus 1, you take. Now, y, we can say y as a function of x. How? What should, it has to obey one thing, that for every different value of x, y should have a particular finite value. Yes, imagine x is equal to 0. Then y value what now? Then y value will be x is equal to 0, substitute. 0 square is 0, 0 into 2 is 0, 0 plus 1 is 1. And x is equal to 1 you keep. You will get x 1 square is 1, 1 into 2 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3. X is equal to 3 you keep. You will get x is equal to 2 you keep. First, 2 square is 4, 4 2 is 8, 8 plus 1 9. Means for every different values of x, y has got a different values, fixed values. Means we can say y is a function of x, means y value depends upon x value. Then we can say y is a function which depends upon a variable x. X can take any value. Now for different values of x, y value has different. Clear? Okay? Yes. You got these all things about functions. Okay? Now let us take this y. This y function, y will have one limiting value. Nana. Yes, first let us understand the meaning of limiting value. What is the meaning of limiting value? Okay, so first let us understand limit of a function. Limit of a function. Understand, students, clearly? Let us suppose, imagine we are having a function y which is given as x square minus 4 divided by x minus 2. It is a function. Let us suppose I have given one function p. What is that function? Y is equal to x square minus 4 divided by x minus 2. Clear? Now we can say y as a function of x. Now this function y is satisfied for all different values of x except one value, that is x is equal to 0. Means if you take x is equal to, for example, if you take x is equal to 2 exactly, what you will get, Nana? You will get y value as 2 square minus 4 divided by 2 minus 2. 2 square is 4, 4 minus 4 divided by 2 minus 2, 0. Means you will get 0 by 0. Means undefined. You will get, means we can say y is a function of x when only when for different values of x, x has got different values. But here, for x is equal to 2, y has got 0, undefined value. We can't define this. Means this y, which is a function of x square minus 4 divided by x minus 2, has one limiting value. What will be that limiting value? Let us check this one. Okay? Are you understanding what I am saying? Students, up to here, is it clear? When we can say one thing as a function, for different values of variable, this y should get different values. But if I'll take this one particular example, when x is equal to exactly 2, y value is undefined. Means it has got one limiting value, beyond that it cannot have. What is that limiting value? So let us approach to that. Okay, now what I am going to do is I will take the values of x different. See, for example, I'll take the value of x as yes, 1.5. Then what you will get y value? Y value, what you will get? See, students, you will get 1.5 whole square minus 4 divided by 1.5 minus 2. Clear, students? Yes. So you will get the value as, yes, all of you open your calci. If you are having, you please take calci so that we will calculate it exactly. Okay, yes, I am taking my calculator in my mobile phone. Yes, I want 1.5 whole square. Yes, I know, but one more time I am doing 1.5 into 1.5. It is 2.25. 15 is 225. 1.5 into 1.5 is 2.25 minus 4 divided by 1.5 minus 2 is minus 0.5. Okay, from this 2.25 we need to subtract 4. You will get minus 1.75 divided by minus 0.5. If you divide these two, you will get the value. I think so. Few students have said yes, it is 3.5. Clear, students? Yes, it is 3.5. Means for value which is x is equal to 1.5, we have got one exact value which is 3.5. Okay, na? Yes. Now I'll rub this all. I'll write here. For x is equal to 1.5, you will get y value as 3.5. Now let us take x is equal to 1.8. What you will get y value? Y value 1.8 whole square minus 4 divided by 1.8 minus 4. Yes. So if you do this calculation, once you do, Nana, you will get exactly 3.8. You'll get 1.8 into 1.8 minus 4 divided by 1.8 minus 4. You'll get 3.8. Okay. Now let us take the x value as 1.9. What you will get y value? 1.9 whole square minus 4 divided by 1.5 minus 4. Yes. So if you do this calculation, you will get, yes, 3.9 around. Yes, it is exactly, you will get 3.9. If you want, you check with the calci. Yes, good. Prithvi Sagar, he has given. Okay. Now, if you take x value as 1.99, still more x value you increase, you will get y value as 1.99 whole square minus 4 divided by 1.99 minus 4. Yes, now you will get the value as 3.99. Okay, yes. Now you see one thing here. See, as x value is approaching 2, exactly at x is equal to 2, x is equal to 2, you are getting y value as infinity. Yes or no? Just now we calculated. But when x value is approaching to 2, becoming near to 2, y value is going to approach 4. Did you got what point I am trying to explain for you? Okay. Now same thing we will do for a data which is having more than 2. Okay. Yes. Now I will take for x is equal to let us take for x is equal to 2.5. What you will get y value? Y is equal to 2.5 whole square minus 4 divided by 2.5 minus 4. Yes. 225 into 25, 625 means 2.5 whole square is 6.25 minus 4 divided by 2.5 minus 4. So if you do this calculation, you will get exactly 4.5. Okay, students? Yes. So y value you will get. Sorry, here minus 2. No. Yes. Function. Yes. Apeksha. Good. You will get you will get 4.5. Now you take x value as, let's decrease the x value to 2.1. What you will get y value? We check. Y is equal to 2.1 whole square minus 4 divided by 2.1 minus 2. Yes, do this calculation. You will get value as exactly 4.1. Yes, good. Good. Okay. Now let us reduce this x value still nearer to 2. That is 2.05. Now I have taken 2.1. Now before I have taken 2.1. Now I want to take 2.05. What you will get y value? Y is equal to 2.05 whole square minus 4 divided by 2.05 minus 2. Yes. Now you will get 4.05. Is it correct? Yes. 4.05 you will get. Clear, students? Yes. Still let us decrease this x value. Still let us decrease x value as 2.01. Yes. What you will get is y is equal to 2.01 whole square minus 4 divided by 2.01 minus 2. You will get 4.01. Now what you have observed is when x value is approaching to 2, it is going to 2. When x value is approaching to 2, y value is approaching 4. Means when you take x value from smaller values of 2, when x value is reaching to 2 from smaller values, and when x value is reaching to 2 from bigger values, in both the cases y value is approaching to, yes, here C, approaching to almost 4. Means y has got one limiting value when x approaches to 2. Clear? Yes. That we will write like this. Limit x approaches to 2. Limiting value. Means here when I'll write this arrow mark like this, this indicates x is not equal to 2. X is approaching to 2, either in this manner or in this manner. In such a case, so y is equal to limit x tends to 2, y is what, Nana? X square minus 4 divided by x minus 2. Value you will get 4. Almost 4. Yes, you will get almost 4 you will get. Clear? This we call it as limiting value of a function. Okay, this is the general method to find a limiting value of any function. Why this point we need to study, sir? See, students, always function means for every different values of x, that function should have a different particular value, definite value. But if you take some functions which is in this format, then for one particular value of x, that is x is equal to 2, y has got indeterminate value. Means this is having one particular limiting value. That limiting value when at what condition? When x tends to 2 but not equal to 2. At that time y value is 4. Clear? Okay, so y value will be 4 when x tends to 2. We can say like this. Okay, or with simple technique also we can solve this. See, this like this approach is not required every time. See, the same thing we can do like this also. See, students, this will be applicable only when you want to find limiting values. Yes, again in mathematics you will learn these all things. Limits, one separate chapter is there for you. Okay, yes. See, this one we can write limit x tends to 2 is x tends to x square minus 4 divided by x minus 2 can be written as limit x tends to 2. Yes, it can be written as x square minus 4. We can write it as 4, we can write 2 square. Yes or no? Yes. So it is in the form of a square minus b square. It can be written as a plus b into a minus b. Clear? Yes. Means x minus 2 into x plus 2 you can write divided by x minus 2. Yes, denominator x minus 2 is there. Now see, students, one thing. See, when you keep exactly x is equal to 2, this will become 0, this will become 0 indeterminate. But whenever you will, if you are able to write this factorial in this format, so that this undeterminate value is cancelling out, then you can write directly limit x tends to 2, x plus 2 you can write. Now wherever x is there, you can substitute 2 now. Because when you substitute 2 here, you are not getting 0. Clear? Yes. Means it will become 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Yes, it is a simple method than the previous method. In this simple way we can find. Means whenever any function is getting undeterminate value, you can get the value of that function by the concept of limits. Okay, now for these limits in mathematics calculus we are having few formulas. That is, yes, I am giving you here, you must remember that formula. One formula I am giving you, and it is very important. That is limit delta x tends to 0. Means whenever you are having x tends to 0, then sin x divided by x value is always 1. Always this value is 1. You need to remember, very important value in math. So many times it will be useful for you. And one more, limit delta x tends to 0, tan x by x is also equal to 1. Okay, sin x by x, or you can take here delta x also, because here we are taking delta x. No, yes, delta x. Okay, yes, this value is very important. These two formulas are important. You remember these two formulas. Okay, students. Yes, so I hope now you got what is the importance of limiting value of a function and how to find it. Okay, now let us move on to differentiation concept. Yes, before that, yes. Now let us move on to differentiation. Yes. See, students, imagine whenever we are having a function like this. Y is a function of x. Here x is a variable. Okay. Now, students, let us suppose x is a variable. I told you. Yes. Let us suppose the x value has increased by a small value. Means let us suppose when x increase to x plus delta x. Delta. This is called as delta. You call it as delta. Delta means small change in x value. Means x value is increased by this much. Then what happened to y value? Yes, y value also, y value is depends upon x. Means y value also increases. Then y value will become y plus delta y. Are you understanding what I am saying? Let us suppose we are having one function which is named as y is equal to f of x. Means y value depends upon variable x in any one format. Then with any increase in value of x, y value also increases. Means we can write y plus delta y is equal to f of x plus delta x. Okay now? Yes. Whenever x value increased, y value also increases. Okay. Now, how much x value has increased? X value has increased. From this one, if you subtract this, you will get increase in value. Clear? Are you getting what I am saying? Or how much y value has increased? From this final value, if we subtract the initial value, we will get increase in y. Okay, let us take this is equation number 1. This is equation number 2. Let us subtract equation 1 from 2. What you will get? Subtract equation 1 from 2. What is 2? 2 is y plus delta y. Minus 1 is y. Left hand side subtracted. Right hand side also. F of x plus delta x minus f of x. Now plus y minus y cancel. You will get delta y is equal to f of x plus delta x minus f of x. Okay. Now if you divide this delta y value, what is delta y here? Delta y is small increment in the value of y. Now if you divide this delta y with the delta x, yes, I'll write here delta y divided by delta x is equal to f of x plus delta x minus f of x divided by delta x. Okay. Now this delta y divided by delta x is called as average change in y value with respect to x value. What we call average change in y value with respect to x value. Means when x is changing by a small amount, how y value is changing. That is the meaning of that one. Are you getting, students? When x value is changing by some amount, then how y value is changing. Okay. And if you want a perfect value of this, you need to apply limits concept. Means if you apply limit delta x tends to 0, means that small increment in x we have taken almost equal to 0 but not equal to 0. Then delta y by delta x can be written as limit delta x tends to 0 f of x plus delta x minus f of x divided by delta x. You can write. Okay. Yes. Okay, Rana? Now this limiting value of y with respect to x is called as dy by dx. Are you getting? There is limit delta x tends to 0, delta y by delta x. This is called as differentiation. This is called as differentiation of y. What we are differentiating? Y with respect to x. With respect to whom? With respect to x. Means the meaning of this one is how y value is changing with respect to x value. Did you ask students? Clear? Okay. Yes. This is mathematical representation of differentiation. Always we will write dy by dx. Dy by dx means with respect to y, means with respect to x, how y value is changing. Okay. Now let us see the same thing geometrically. I hope you got this point, what I am saying. Remember this, we call it as differentiation, dy by dx. Okay. Let us do this same thing geometrically. Then you will get a clear idea on this differentiation. Okay. Yes. Students, let us suppose we are having one frame of reference like this. X-axis, Cartesian coordinate plane we are having. Origin, x-axis, y-axis and origin. And in this, let us suppose we are having one graph. A graph is like this. Let us suppose we are having one graph. Now, on this graph, let us suppose, let us locate 2 points on this. Okay. One point is I am taking P, another point I am taking Q. Okay. P and Q are the 2 points on this graph. Okay. Clear, students? Yes. Now, these 2 points, the location is how to represent the point on in a graph with its coordinates. Yes, it can be represented by x comma y. Clear, students? Means location of point P in this graph is x comma y. Means along x-axis it is at a distance of x, and along y-axis it is at a distance of y. That is the meaning. Clear? And Q point is at a location of yes, you will take x plus delta x, comma y plus delta y. I hope you are understanding what I am saying. X plus delta x. Yes, means Q location I am giving. This is x1, y1, x2, y2. You imagine like this. Okay. Yes. Now x2 value is x plus small increment in x. Y2 value is y plus small increment in y. Okay, students? Yes. Now from this, let us try to find the slope of this graph between these 2 points P and Q. We want the slope. Yes. You draw one line like this. So for this line, we need to find the slope. So to find the slope, draw 2 perpendicular lines from x, from these 2 points. Yes. One line I am drawing like this. One more line I am drawing like this. Okay, let us give names for this. This is M, this is N. Okay. And let us draw one more perpendicular like this. This is R, let us suppose. Okay, now? Yes. Now, in this, let us locate the points. Yes, here I will locate. What is OM value? O to M value is X. Okay. What is ON value? O to N value X plus delta X. Okay. Next. What is a PM value? PM value. This is Y. What is a QN value? Q to N. Y plus delta Y. Now I want slope. Yes, I'll drop this one. Now I want slope. Yes, what is slope? Slope is nothing but increment in y value divided by increment in x value. This is called as slope. Means this y value how much it is increased, QR, divided by x value how much increased, PR. This is called as slope. What is QR? This QR, how can we write? Let's see, this QR we can write as QN minus NR. Okay, this RN is nothing but PM. We can write. Okay, divided by PR. This PR is nothing but MN. So this MN we can write it as ON minus OM. This MN we can write from this total. If you subtract this, you will get this. Yes. Slope can be written as QN. What is QN? Y plus delta Y. Y plus delta Y minus PM. What is PM? Is Y divided by ON. What is ON? X plus delta X minus what is OM? Is X. What do you get? Plus X minus X cancel, plus Y minus Y cancel. Yes, you will get Y M is equal to, means slope is equal to delta Y by delta X. Means delta Y is called as increment in Y divided by increment in X. Clear, Nana? Okay. Now, one point you must understand here. Now, see, students, when this pointer Q come nearer to P, let us suppose this point Q comes to here. Then what will happen to the slope? You see, when point P comes to here, point Q is not here, it is coming to here. Then what happened? This line becomes like this. Means slope has decreased from this. It has decreased like this. Means what happened when point Q approaches P? This is delta X, correct? Delta X is decreasing. Means this value is decreasing. Clear, students? Means when delta X is decreasing, this increment in X value is decreasing. You will get the point P. When Q reaches to P, the line becomes like this. Means when Q reaches to P, the line becomes tangent. I'll redraw this. This is Q I taken, no? Yes. Now when this is P, when Q reaches to P, the line just become a tangent. Okay, that means what should happen? For this tangent to happen, means if you want to find slope of a curve at one particular point, what you need to do? This delta X value, this delta X value should decrease. How much? It should not become zero. If it becomes zero, it will become undetermined again. Not useful. What should happen? Delta X should approaches to zero. Means you need to take the limiting value of delta X. Delta Y by delta X. This means this limiting value, yes, this limiting value gives you slope of a curve. Means nothing but differentiation, dy by dx. Means dy by dx, differentiation of any function with respect to one variable gives you slope of that y. If you draw a graph between y and x, it will give you slope of that curve. Simply you can remember like this. Okay. Now, in physics, how we will use this? Students, differentiation concept is very much useful in physics. See, this differentiation we will use whenever we are having one variable, continuously changing variable is there. Then in a limiting value, how to find a particular value of a function, we can get it by using differentiation. See, blindly remember, differentiation is nothing but making it into parts, small parts of equal length. Whatever it is having, the quantity, it has to be distributed equally. Then for that small part, we will calculate and we will expand it for whole part. so that we will get total value of that given function. That is the actual meaning. Means this dy by dx we will use to find instantaneous values. Means for example, see in motion chapter, means kinematics, we will be come across with speed, uniform speed, non-uniform speed, average speed, instantaneous speed, like that. Instantaneous acceleration, instantaneous velocity. Okay, these all things, instantaneous values of any function can be found by using differentiation. Just remember it. Okay, means see students, for example, you say, for example, a vehicle is moving. A vehicle is moving and it is covering some different distances in different interval of time. Then we can say it is having some average velocity for whole journey. Yes, that average velocity we can write it as delta s by delta t. Are you understanding? S stands for distance, t stands for time. If we will write like this, it is called as average speed or average velocity. If a vehicle is moving in straight line path, speed and velocity both will be equal. Okay, yes, delta s by delta t gives you average velocity. Now if you want the velocity of that vehicle at one particular instant of time, then you need to apply the limiting condition. Means if you take limiting value of time, time should approach us to zero, but it should not be zero. In such case, it is called as ds by dt. As how it is become dy by dt, same as it is, it will become ds by dt. This is called as rate of change in distance with respect to time. Rate of change of distance only, or with respect to time. How distance is changing with respect to time, and it is called as instantaneous. Yes, instantaneous speed or velocity, whatever you call, if it is in a straight line motion. Okay, na? Yes. So how to find this? That we will see in next class, Nana. Means what is differentiation, how to get mathematically, and what is the perfect meaning of differentiation I have given. Now we will apply this differentiation to the physics concept so that you will get the formulas to solve. Okay, na? So that we will do in next class. Okay, na? I hope you understand this today's class clearly. Okay, bye.